life. We start with anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick.
Alrighty. Back at it again for another one, because why not? Why not? Holy shit. All right. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopian News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report, brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, best beverage company ever. Here we go. So, continuing the campaign, if you will. Continuing the campaign, we're going to go over LTG talking about the time he almost quit streaming, which is weird because, you know, isn't he supposed to be mentally untouchable? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? He's been fighting his entire life. This is all just par for the course. He's never been discouraged by anything. I don't know. If you've seen his Adam 22 interview, you kind of know better. But that was back when Adam 22 still actually had some type of relevancy, so it is what it is on that. Anywho, we might go over that one day. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's go into one of my favorite segments. Hopefully one of your favorite segments as well. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk. All right, so LTG admitting that he almost quit streaming. We'll see how he makes of it, but truth be told, there's probably a bunch of times where forget about quitting streaming. He damn near almost got pushed out of streaming, out of content creation altogether. And a lot of it, if not the majority of it, honestly, was his own fault. It was his own doing, if you will. Ego and arrogance, and came back to bite him in the ass, amongst other things. But it is what it is. My thing is, as it pertains to doing the going over some of this LTG content, is he's literally just a victim of himself, which are one of the common traits of a lolcow. So no one should be surprised by that. But I find it fascinating that he consistently makes the same mistakes over and over and over again. And he finds, in some ways, he finds new ways of doing it. He finds new ways of making these mistakes. And yet the results are always the same. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he doesn't have options. Instead of trying to go for the nuclear option, so to speak, and trying to get his trolls out of try to obliterate them, if you will. There are ways that if he can prove that the content isn't transformative, that, like I said, ad sharing or revenue sharing is a thing. You know what I'm saying? And get your little bit. It already exists. And some of these guys, not all of them, but some of these guys are making money off it anyway. You could at least make some money too. You know what I'm saying? So why not? But like I said, it's ego and whatnot. He doesn't have very good business sense, which is something that's very, very apparent. So make of that what you will. In any case, let's go ahead and get into the situation at hand. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And let's set our board up, if we will. And see if we can find the video in question.
There was a time I lost.
Here we go. Okay, now let's get proper introductions. Let's get to our situation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Lowtiergod, the real Lowtiergod, if you will. Let's see, Lowtiergod on the time he almost quit streaming. This is from December 14th of 2025. A link to all these videos will be down in the description. And without further ado, I don't smell no chicken cooking. So let's go ahead and get to that. I guess we could go with some baked chicken at this point. You know what I'm saying? Try to get you guys off the fried food a little bit. Let's go into some baked chicken. That might work out. That might work out. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
There was a time I lost all my platforms, all of them. I've been banned off every form of social media.
I knew it. It wasn't like he had a revelation where, oh shit, I'm not sure if this is for me. Maybe I need to get a real JOB. Nah, it's because he ain't got his ass pushed off of every goddamn platform. I knew it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I know some damn good baked chicken when I smell it, and I knew it.
So bad, I was potentially going to Rumble, and I was streaming off fucking Trovo to the point where I said, yo, if the Lowtiergod is over by March, I'm gonna go back to the real world and get me a 9-to-5.
You probably should have went and got a 9-to-5 anyway, because what he's doing does not impede upon him being able to have a 9-to-5. So, you know what I'm saying? It's not like it hurts him, but whatever.
Somebody sent me a clip of Ray. Ray says he's apologetic towards Iron Mouse, but wants nothing to do with her again, does not want to meet her, does not want to watch clips of her ever again. Another entitled that accidentally got popular because Kai basically just seen him, bumped into him like a fucking, what's the movie called? Rush Hour film. They bumped into each other, both did a karate stance, Kai threw a roundhouse, this did a sweep for Mortal Kombat. Next thing you know, they're best friends, right? This is somebody else who shouldn't be popular, somebody else who shouldn't have bills, somebody else.
Why? Because two people randomly met each other and they vibe? What the fuck are you talking? How do you think people meet people? You know what I'm saying? If they're not going through people, then it becomes into happenstance. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, how do you dictate how someone shouldn't be successful and whatnot because, you know, hey, he was in the right place at the right time? That's how movie stars get fucking discovered. You know what I'm saying? That's how television stars get discovered. That's how fucking musicians at times get discovered. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can call it a fluke if you want, but it really depends on, and it's really based on, honestly, what they were able to do with that opportunity. Because that's what it was. It was an opportunity. Whatever.
It shouldn't have viewers, but he does because Kai gave it to him. All right.
Well, I mean, you could say Kai gave a lot of people looks. He still does, theoretically.
You already know how this guy gets down. Like, I've seen so many Ray clips, and I'm not even trying to disrespect the guy or anything like that, but I've seen.
I mean, you just said that he doesn't deserve to be popular. He doesn't deserve to have a big platform. He doesn't deserve the sponsorships and endorsements. But then you're going to turn around and be a coward and say, oh, I'm not trying to fucking put the guy down. The fuck?
So many Ray clips where this nigga is always out of pocket, bro. Like, this nigga is always out of pocket. Like, honestly, I feel like this is the nastiest out the Clover Boys. Like, no bullshit. Like, Rakai is a typical black 16-year-old. Like, I knew lots of Rakais when I was 16, right? I knew lots of Dezes when I was fucking in high school. Like, I've known lots of niggas, like fucking Tylos and Dezes and Rakais. I'm black. I've met, those are archetypes of niggas we grew up with if you're black. But this nigga Ray be doing the most out-of-pocket shit.
I mean, you could probably see those archetypes in any type of background, to be honest, but whatever.
And it's not even a part of.
I mean, truth be told, he really can't speak on nothing but his own experiences, because he never had an opportunity to be around other people when he was younger, which is clear. It's very clear that he's had very, very little interactions with anybody who didn't look like him. But that doesn't make all of his views right, though, either.
His culture, he just like does it because he just fucking can. Like, you're cussing at chicks in public. You saying you hate how old black people act. I've seen that clip. Acting super entitled, saying gang, twin, bro, if we let you.
Yeah, a lot of fucking idiots like him fucking do that shit. It is what it is. And they usually get clapped up in some way, shape, or form, one way or another. Like that one dude who's cool with Aiden Ross. Can't think of his name right now. Is it Neon or whatever the fuck his name is? The dude with the glass, the nerdy dude. When he went up there on the Breakfast Club and shit, and fucking and Aiden Ross was trying to like rally his people up and saying, oh, it was fucked up how they treated him. The kid learned, the kid tried to grow, this, that, and the third. Fuck all on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He needed to be taken to task. You guys weren't willing to do it. And really what they were doing was questioning him on why he did it. You know what I'm saying? Just because he has grown, if that's what the case is, I don't watch him, or he's gotten better as a person, doesn't mean that he still doesn't have to answer the shit that he did in the past. That's what the problem is. And that's what that dude doesn't like dealing with. And that's what Aiden Ross himself doesn't like dealing with. He doesn't like having to answer for the dumb shit that he did back in the day. Well, that's part of growing, motherfucker. You got to deal with the shit that you ain't done. You have to fucking face that shit. You don't just get a free pass. Just saying. And then that culture, there's a lot of dumb shit like that happens, especially amongst streamers. And that's why when they have asshole clips about, oh, I don't think that's right, I'm not going to support them, this, that, no one gives a fuck. You're all pieces of shit in one way, shape, or form. So who cares?
You say it. Just doing the fucking most, bro. Let's click on this shit. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Somebody sent it to me.
Mouse, I still apologize for making you uncomfortable. At the end of the day, I hope you're doing good at your home, and I hope you getting better, okay?
You don't even mean it, bro.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very authentic. It sounds like, hey, it sounds like you got mental problems. Hopefully you can get your shit together. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Kai made these so fake arrogant. They're like sitting up on this fake ass.
I don't even think that's the case either. I think it's unfortunate when people say shit like that. If this guy right here is a piece of shit, then he's just a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit before Kai. He's gonna be a piece of shit after Kai. End of story. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, it goes back to like the old narrative about money, right? If you were miserable before money, like when you were broke, I should say, if you win the lottery tomorrow, you're gonna be miserable after the fact. Money doesn't change that shit. Same thing with these guys in streaming popularity or recognition or whatever. If you were a miserable, racist, fucking just insignificant piece of fucking garbage before, you'll be one after you're discovered. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's a character trait. Your situation doesn't change that.
That's high horse where nothing.
People try to make it seem like that's the case, but it's not. Look at fucking look at Ludwig, not Ludwig World Order, the guy that's in the DSP track community, not him. Like Ludwig, like fucking Hassan Piker's little fucking golden retriever. You can tell that guy's a miserable piece of shit. You can tell that dude's a sociopath, and you can tell he's a closet homosexual. He was all of those things before he made it big. He'll be all of those things after the fact. It is what it is. That's why that relationship between him and QT Cinderella is fraudulent as fuck. That shit looks hella fake. Hell, I'm not saying that Hassan Piker has been up in QT Cinderella's box, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Or if he has. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they did anything about anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had. That's all I'm saying. And I can see Ludwig in the corner being like, that's pretty good work. I can see I can see him in the cuck chair saying that shit.
They say is like authentic. It's just like somebody called him and was like, yo, you got to apologize to this VTuber.
Everything is straight positive. Ironmouth, we like you. You're cool. You're a cool person. And I just hope next time you stream, just be. Yeah, let me calm down. Hold on. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you're obviously not able to sell this. So it went from, hey, I'm sorry that I made you uncomfortable, to being like, hey, you're the problem. You need to get your shit together. And now he getting frustrated because he can't sell the shit. All right. What makes him any different from any fraudulent fucking streamer that floats around some of those circles? Not all of them, but there's going to be a percentage like this guy right here that's a piece of shit. It is what it is. That's how our society works.
Same, bro. Yeah.
Bro, you can't even finish the sentence because he don't really mean it. It's like somebody told this to do it. I'm not saying Ray isn't funny sometimes. I'm saying the is out of pocket because he's entitled. That's what I'm saying. He's entitled and out of pocket. He didn't earn this shit. It was given to him.
At the end of the day, it's still love, bro. The streaming world is still love, bro. But next time, I don't want to see you, okay?
So wait, you would harass this chick, and now you're trying to do an apology about it, and then you try to make it seem like she was the problem, and now you're saying you don't want to see her? But I thought it was all love and everything was all good. Yeah, we'll see where this guy's at in 3 years. Most of these guys have really short shelf lives anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I don't
in streaming, I mean.
want to see you again. This is all I gotta say, bro. Whoever clip, please send no more clips of Iron Mouse in my chat. And I will not react to anything Iron Mouse, and I will not watch an Iron Mouse stream. I will not react to anything clip. Any Iron Mouse clip.
She's got autoimmune disease. I didn't even know that.
I mean, I just did, but after the whole shitload, I will not react to any clip of Iron Mouse, and I'll be, shout out to you, Iron Mouse. You're a very cool person, bro, and I apologize for making.
They're a very cool person, but you don't want to see them again. Okay, fair enough. Over some shit that you did, apparently. Okay.
You uncomfortable, okay? Yo.
If there's anybody that wonders why I'm speaking on streamer shit, is because I can. So
wait. If anybody's asking me why I'm speaking on some streamer shit, it's because I can. So all these trolls out here can't speak on your dumb shit? The hypocrisy around this bitch is fucking amazing. It's incredible.
I'm the guy, right? I've been doing YouTube.
I'm the guy. What? That's a DSP meme. See how you flex with that.
While I was doing YouTube content, all of that going on 10 years. I've been streaming consistently since COVID.
Okay, good for you. What does that mean? There's a lot of people that did that. There's probably thousands of people who did that too. Who gives a shit?
Before then, I was streaming, but it was like sprinkles of streams. But I wasn't full-time streaming until COVID. So I've been full-time streaming since 2025. Before that, I've been doing content.
You've been full-time streaming since 2025? So you've been full-time streaming all year is what you mean? Or does he mean 2020? Whatever.
Social media shit for like 10 years, right? I've been banned on every fucking platform. So if there's anybody that can talk about this and try to give these constructive criticism, I've been there. There was a time I lost all my platforms.
Yeah, but I don't need to be in any of those situations to still give constructive criticism. If you have some type of insight to the dumb shit, like if you're going around saying wild ass shit like this guy did apparently, then I mean, I guess, but truth be told, I don't need to be in your circumstance and not be able to give at least constructive criticism. I may not have the insight, but I can go off what I perceive. And it's taken however which way it's taken.
All of them. Some of you just remember, there was a time I had no YouTube, no Twitch. I've had Twitters. I've been banned off every form of social media.
Keep in mind, he did a lot of that to himself, by the way.
Right? There was a time, bro, I lost my TikTok before. I lost my YouTube with 166,000 subs.
Actually, it had like 200,000+ subs. But maybe he forgot what he bought it. Maybe that's the thing. I don't know. But when that channel went down, it had over 200,000 subs, if I remember correctly.
I lost my Twitch for like 6 months, going on like 8 months or something like that. It was so bad. I was potentially going to Rumble and I was streaming off fucking Trovo. There was a time I had no platforms to the point where I said, yo, it was March 2023. I said, I'm gonna give myself to March 2023. If I don't...
Wait, okay, I misspeak a lot too, so it is what it is. But like, it was March 2023. Do you mean that you meant to give yourself until March 2024? Like I said, it's a simple mistake to make. I make those type of mistakes too, so it is what it is.
If the Lowtiergod shit is over by March, I'm going to go get a fucking trade. I'm putting my degrees to use, and I'm gonna go get a trade and say, fuck it.
You should fucking put those degrees to use now. It's not like you can't fucking have a job and do what you're doing.
It's been a good run. That mentally, everything I had it written down, that's literally what I was gonna say. I was like, the Lowtiergod shit is a wrap. I'm going back to the real world. That.
You kind of need to go back to the real world. You kind of need to get humbled, to be honest with you. And it might have made him a better streamer and a content creator if he did that thing, or if he did just that, I should say.
That was my reality.
Because that's kind of the reason why a lot of streamers get shit in the first place. A lot of them are young. A lot of them have never held a job and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or they only put fries in the bag and shit, but yet they forget the barbecue sauce and the ketchup and shit. And then they get themselves an opportunity, and then they forget all of that shit and act like they were always above it, like they were just built different. You know what I mean? You see that a lot of that shit. I'll lean back to something that I actually care about. You can see that shit in the Call of Duty community. A lot of those guys who are bedroom streamers, not all of them, but a lot of them were fast food type cats until they were discovered and shit. I can't remember exactly who it was, but one streamer went into like it was like a burger joint of some type. I don't know if it was like a Five Guys or a Shake Shack or whatever. And he had the guy who was the dude at the register and shit rang him up and shit because he goes in there and gets the same shit over and over again. And the guy was like, hey man, you're in here like a couple times a week. What do you do? And he's like, I stream. What do you stream? Like Call of Duty, Warzone in particular. Oh, can anybody do that? And he's like, yeah, anybody can do that. And the guy grabbed his food and left. And the dude was like, oh, well, I'm gonna try it. So he did. And then he ended up making a name for himself. So it is what it is. I want to tell you honestly, that's the origin story of Breadman and Jowo. That's how they actually met, allegedly. But I can't remember now. There's a lot of stories like that. There's a lot of the females that are over there and shit. They were all fucking baristas, or the chicks that make coffee. Baristas are the name though, and whatnot. And they met like a streamer who went in there to get coffee or whatever, and the same type of shit happened. Or they were putting fries in bags and shit. But they try really, really hard to to eliminate that part of their origin story because they don't want people to know. I don't understand what the problem is with working a fucking 9-to-5 job. I don't understand how that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? People need food. People need to fucking ring it up and serve it. What's the problem?
In December 2022, all the way until March, miraculously, March, I get an email from Twitch saying we made a mistake on your account. You can go check my Twitter. Some of you guys heard this story before, but I'm gonna tell you again. Twitch miraculously hits me up, says we made a mistake on your account. We're sorry. You're welcome to come back to our platform. Thank you for showing us the proof of XYZ. I said, oh, it's meant for me to do this shit. Like, oh, fuck. Because when I tell you, I literally gave myself.
That sounds ridiculous. I got to tell you. But then a lot of stories like that sound silly as hell. A lot of this shit sounds silly as hell. For real, for real. Like Twitch, just like YouTube, is a very fickle system when it comes to stuff. That shit is not a fucking premonition and shit, right? That's not a fucking act of God and shit that you got unbanned. On a long enough timeline, he would have eventually gotten banned anyway. Or he would have eventually gotten unbanned, I should say. So whether it was a year or 3 years, does God just work slow? Like, what's the situation?
And was giving myself till March. In December, I said, I'm not going to just sit around idle and just keep trying to do this shit. I'm going to go back to the real world and get me a 9-to-5. When I tell you that in March, Twitch hit me up, letting me know that I'm welcome to come back to Twitch. They fucked up on my account after being banned from the summer of 2022 all the way until March, when I gave myself that mental and that written deadline of me going back to the real world. I was like, oh, it's meant for me to do this shit. So when I tell you there was a point in time in 2022, I lost everything. So when I see these niggas crashing out, getting banned, I lived it. I was you. I said radical shit on stream before all these dumb, oh, we missed Prime get the fuck out of here with that lame ass shit. Prime LTG was getting me banned off everything. I lost all.
Wait, I thought that shit was taken out of context. It was misconstrued. People did that shit on purpose. I thought it wasn't his fault. Now he's admitting that old LTG was the one who fucked around and found out, and he deserved everything that had coming. Oh, I'm gonna have to remember this.
My plats. I had no YouTube, no Twitch, no TikTok. All I had was an Instagram. I've had Twitter's banned with thousands of followers.
That's really sad that you have to your whole value is based off social media. Even if you're making money online, don't get me wrong, I get it. But to completely and utterly attach your value onto that is some wild ass shit. And that's why the crash outs are the way they are. That's why people go through burnout. That's why the suicide rate among streamers are high and shit like that, amongst other things. Stuff that's not funny, but like, it's a thing. Jesus Christ.
Everything. Like, I got all the Infinity Stones now because the universe wanted me to have them. I learned my lessons on shit.
Sure you did.
Realized what I had. I was able to get.
That's literally not true. Like I said, he still doesn't have a full grasp of his social liquidity and his social equity. He really don't.
Everything back. That's how I know it's meant for me to do this shit. So when I see these entitled crashing out, and you guys might see me talking about these guys in a way where I'm not babying them. Look at that, 11K on YouTube. I got to start all over. I had 166,000. I had a fan base. I had hella members. I had everything already on YouTube. Now I'm starting all over. You see, I'm still learning, bro. I'm still picking up the pieces from everything that I had lost.
Yeah, but he's been doing that for like the last 7 years though. Like he's kind of one of these guys who is in that rut where, not that everything's even good, but he gets himself in a position where things are looking right, and then he'll eventually fuck it up, and then he's got to start all over again, and he just puts himself at a deficit for another year or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, he likes to call people rogs and all that bullshit, and literally he exhibits that same type of behavior. You know what I'm saying? The reason why good things can't happen to you is because, 1, you don't work towards it. 2, you don't put yourself in a position to do it. And 3, when you're almost there, you somehow figure out a way to fuck it up out of frustration. It is what it is.
So when I talk about these guys, I'm not trying to shit on niggas like Tyler. I'm not trying to shit on any of these Clover niggas. But I'm watching them make a lot of the same mistakes that I made. But what they're doing is way worse because they're connected to Kai. So you're also making Kai look bad. you're also on a bigger platform, so everything you're saying hits that much harder, and you are not untouchable. That's what these motherfuckers need to understand. You're not untouchable because you're connected to Kai. You're like, none of you are untouchable. So
it's funny how he says that, because he himself is mad that he can't link up with some of those cats. And what are you wanting to link up with those guys for too? You want the protection. Not only does he want the publicity, not only does he want the notoriety, but he wants the perceived protection that comes from that. And that protection only extends for so long. It only goes so far.
Moving forward, these motherfuckers got to move different. Moving forward, these motherfuckers got to move different. Will they? I doubt it. But I don't know if Kai's talking to these guys.
It isn't Kai's responsibility to do that shit. If you put somebody on, but you're only like kind of like, you know, you're kind of only affiliated or whatever, I can't expect, nor anybody should really expect you to be on top of them, show you how you move. Are these guys really friends? Probably not. This is business, I would assume, at that level. This is business. So with that being said, however this dude wants to move and how he want to fuck himself up, so be it. There's 2 or 3 other guys that Kai's probably ready to put on to have his ass replaced anyway. So it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Anything that this cat does, they'll do what most streamers do in those large communities like that. They'll close rank on them. End of story. As easy it is for you to bring somebody on or put somebody on, it's just as easy for you to leave them for dead. Just the reality of it.
I don't know what he's doing, but they got to move different because now they got eyeballs on him for sure. You said you wouldn't watch you if I was those dudes. Yeah, my crash outs were like different. It was like gaming shit, or when I was beefing with peons, saying little shit. Every time people laughed at shit that I said, it was never a joke to me. I was really roasting people. It wasn't like I was trying to clip farm. I was trying to be funny. Clearly, the shit that I was saying is so funny. Take clips from 2017, 2018, from a random stream, 2019, and the shit just keep going. Like, my shit is just literally in the internet atmosphere. Old clips recycled. I was never trying to be funny. It's just shit that I was saying, laugh at it. I've never tried to be funny, tried to be a comedian, tried to make niggas laugh. I guess it's literally just destined for me to be an entertainer.
Were you trying to be entertaining? Because that's whatever.
So when I see these guys,
I get it, but whatever.
Up, I'm like, okay, I've been there. So that's why I speak on, you know, the streamer drama, people making mistakes and everything like that. I'm giving constructive criticism. I don't hate these guys. I don't dislike them. I'm just watching them up in real time. But they just got way more shit than I ever had, just because of where they come from, who they're connected to. Yeah, but everything I said, like all my little roast and shit, it was just
I mean, early on though too, don't act like, I mean, not with Kai and all them, they weren't really around when LTG started. But let's not act like LTG couldn't have been able to reach out with people and make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? He didn't utilize his surroundings properly. You know what I'm saying? He had resources around him. He could have done that shit. But he built his name off being an asshole, being abrasive, and that's how that shit happened. And then when he was hoping to reap the benefits of something later on down the line, those people went ahead and left. It is what it was. Or he devalued them to the point where no one in his audience wanted to see it, and let alone anybody at large. It is what it was. He didn't make a name in the FGC by being good. He made his name in the FGC by playing like that old school bad guy, FGC bad guy, if you will, or FGC heel. Let's go with that. He played it, and he played it well. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. It doesn't matter if he was winning or whatnot. It was a matter of what's he going to do if he loses? How's he going to crash out? You know what I'm saying? How's he going to crash out on stream the next day or whatever? That's where his value was.
I used to respond to everybody in chat. You know how many people right now in my stream tried to get me to respond? Here, let's turn on the ban counter. These are all people that want me to respond to them. Check this out. 254 people so far this week have wanted me to respond to them. If this was some years ago, that would have been 254 responses that somebody would have clipped. No, because I started letting it build up for the week. I reset it at the end of the week now so we could see how many people we ban weekly. I don't do bans tonight no more. I keep it a weekly thing because it'll just stack and stack.
DSP should do that shit. He should have a ban counter. So should Wings. excuse me, so should Wings, so should fucking all the locals should. They should have a band counter and have that shit fucking show. I mean, obviously the trolls will keep up with the day-to-day, but they should do that shit and have that go up for the week. But the thing is that they all want to seem approachable. If you start getting into the hundreds, if not even 1,000, over the span of 4 or 5 days, it starts to turn into a you problem and not everybody else.
Until I reset it. So that's just more of a mental note. At the end of the week, we pull it up. So what's today? Thursday going on Friday. It's Friday for some of you people. For me, it's still Thursday. It's 9 o'clock. That's from this week. That's 254 people that have been banned. When they say shit through auto mods, my mods clip it. I'm doing my best to not respond, leave the negativity in the past. I'm very proud of myself but yeah, I don't show it on stream, but on Sunday, that's my thing. On Sunday, we're going to make sure that we show how many people's been banned in 7 days. Well, 2 weeks is like, it don't count on there. It's not actual ban, but those are people that actually got clipped.
See, I think people should do that. I'm actually all for that. If you're a lolcow and you're prone to, if you're an habitual banner, if you're a serial banner, you should just have a ban counter for that shit. You should just do that shit. That sounds like funny work, if you ask me. But whatever. All right, so after all that chicken, let me go ahead and get y'all a sandwich. Let's get y'all a sandwich and shit. Get y'all some coffee or something to help wash all that down. Even though it was baked chicken this time around. All right, so final thoughts, and I'll let y'all go. Oh, I'm sorry. I called that shit because yet again, his reason for quitting or almost quitting was on him. It was completely and utterly on him. Like I said, he should have never have lost his main YouTube channel. To be honest with you, if the trolls wanted to take it down like permanently, like what they ended up doing, well, what he ended up doing, it would have happened way before it did. He did that to himself by ban evading like a dumbass. His Twitch. The Twitch is kind of difficult because he put himself in a pretty bad situation and trolls were able to capitalize. And then a lot of times he just put himself in a bad situation and he fucked himself. So there's that. But to say that it was an act of prominence and shit, you know, like that shit was written in the stars that he was meant to be a streamer is fucking ridiculous. And cope, to say the very least. It's the type of loser mentality that you find amongst a small demographic of streamers. And that's the reason why you have live stream fails. That's the reason why you have YouTube drama. That's the reason why you have streamer drama in general. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a bunch of fucking ungrateful motherfuckers being ungrateful motherfuckers. And it doesn't matter whether you have one person watching you, 10 people watching you, 100 people watching you, or 1,000 people watching you, or 10,000 people watching you, whatever the fuck. If you were a miserable piece of shit when you started streaming with one person or 0 people, you'll be the same with 1 million people. It doesn't change anything. It really don't. Like everybody thinks, oh, fame and fortune. Oh, if you're rich, what are you depressed about? Oh, people, millions and millions of people love you and shit. What are you stressed out about? What issues do you have? That doesn't mean anything, bruh. That doesn't mean anything because once you turn that camera off, same piece of shit that you saw when you woke up that morning is that same piece of shit that's gonna be waiting for you. That same weak bitch that you sleep with, that is probably cheating on you with the homeboys and shit and whatnot. Your boys are running a train on or whatever and whatnot. That worthless bitch is going to be the same bitch that you ain't woke up to is the same one your dumbass is going to go to bed with and whatnot. Because a lot of these fucking loser streamers have loser girlfriends and you are what you attract. So there's that, amongst other things. You know what I'm saying? NLTG is just another example of it. He's a statistic to it, ironically enough. He's very much a statistic to that. You know what I mean? And not only is he making the same mistakes they did, but he's still making them. And that in itself, ladies and gentlemen, is the true tale of the tape. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. This has been the Snort Report. This has been DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh, yes. A GTG Network and Productions. For Tim Snortons, Hard Snorts Gin and Tonics, SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company, and all of our subsidiaries and affiliates, I've been your host / anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. I gotta say, yeah, I'm gonna start going. I'm gonna go over more LTG stuff just because his insight is interesting, but I can apply that to somebody else, so it all works out because it's all just one big lolcow ecosystem anyway. So being a variety detractor and do variety detracting sounds like the way to go. But theoretically, I've always kind of done that, so it is what it is. But a lot of people have, so there's that. Anyway, I've been your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Take care, people. Later.
Pick your character, don't wanna represent your life. We start with anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and